Hey guys, Luke Wilson here with another early off-season outlook for you. It is time to talk about Breece Hall. I'm looking forward to this one. All right, so returning from an ACL tear suffered in his rookie season and with Dalvin Cook fresh in hand, a lot of people were kind of forecasting a slower start to 2023 for Hall, myself included. And that was before Aaron Rodgers crumpled to the MetLife turf for good 3.5 minutes into the season. And probably as a result, aside from big days in that improbable comeback in the season opener and in Week 5 at Denver, where he suffered the 2022 ACL tear, Breece was really pretty much bottled up on the ground through the Jets' first 14 games. He actually doesn't top 16 carries or 50 yards rushing in any other Jets game through Week 15. Yet, he managed to chug into Week 16 as the RB16 in half PPR scoring on the strength of his involvement in the passing game. And even that took its sweet time getting going. After a measly 8 total receptions through his first 5 games, Hall finally goes nuts. His 376 yards receiving weeks 6 through 14 led all running backs over that span, and his 44 receptions were second among all running backs behind only Alvin Kamara. Now, by Week 16, the Jets were dead in the water. Their playoff hopes were over, as was any wacko attempt by Aaron Rodgers to come back same season from that Achilles tear that he suffered in Week 1. And the Jets really had nothing but pride left to play for at that point, so surely they took Breece and wrapped him in bubble wrap and put him in dry dock where he'd be safe for the winter, right? Wrong. Hall goes nuclear to close out 2023, averages 119 yards per game on 5 yards a carry over the Jets' last 3 games, tacking on 23 receptions for 150 yards receiving for good measure, and scoring 4 of his 9 total touchdowns as Fantasy's RB1 from Week 16 on. And really this blazing finish to his 2023, it really just confirmed what a lot of us in the fantasy community had come to kind of suspect about him after his brief dynamite showing as a rookie, which is that Breece Hall is probably the most talented running back in the NFL right now, and he can be a truly special, potentially generational type of player if the offense around him can just at least be average. And for their part, the Jets appear to be trying their hardest to hold up their end of the deal. Despite not having the most flexible salary cap situation around, the Jets wisely brought in quality reinforcements on the offensive line. They bring back Morgan Moses from the Ravens via trade to man the right tackle spot, and they sign longtime stalwart left tackle Tyron Smith to relieve Dwayne Brown at left tackle. Between that, the addition of Mike Williams as a complement to Garrett Wilson outside, and the presumed good health of Aaron Rodgers and Elijah Vera Tucker at right guard, who's also returning from an Achilles tear, this looks to be an offense that should be able to enable a year 3 leap right along these lines for Breece Hall. It is tenuous. A lot could definitely go wrong here, as is always the case when you're talking about the New York Jets, but the upside with a 23-year-old Breece heading into 2024, heading into year 3, is tremendous. Which brings us to price, okay? Obviously, Breece is not going to come cheap. If you're talking about draft picks, right now you would expect to send like an early 2024 first-round pick, not the Caleb Williams or the Marvin Harrison Jr. picks, but something close to it in order to go get him in Superflex Dynasty leagues. Or you could expect to have to offer up players like Puka Nacua or Jordan Love in straight-up deals. Now, obviously, that's a very steep price tag, and while we love players like Puka Nacua and Jordan Love, neither of them have a valid claim right now to potentially being the very best players at their respective positions in 2024. Breece does, and he has the pieces in place for a potential overall RB1 finish in 2024. He doesn't need things to really go right, he just needs them to not go terribly wrong again. Now, again, these are the Jets that we're talking about. The possibility of things going hysterically wrong is ever present, and the price is high, but I think universally worth it for a potential one-of-one type of piece like Breece Hall. The offseason outlook for Breece Hall is that he is a buy.